to look at some of those areas that are troublesome and that need attention. I must say that for the second one, which is the one I'm talking about, which really deals with introducing other implements other than the black lead pencil to be used to make a mark for the candidate, and also where it refers to also introducing other marks that could signal the choice of candidates. I must say that I vehemently oppose both, and I tell you why. At first glance, it sounds like something that makes sense and that is easy to do. However, in my head, I am still very clear of the Jamaica in which I live. And I am also very clear that we still talk about the golden ballot. We still talk about individuals who pay persons to come in and vote a particular way. And who, no, I don't tell you, Moran Bay teaches me well. No, Moran Bay by-election teaches me well. And it wasn't on this side that those things were happening. So let us be very clear. Very clear. And so, my concern, Mr. Speaker, is that we could be in an election, for example, like the by-election in Moran Bay, and individuals from the other side pay voters to go into the polling station and to make a mark in a particular way. Because we have made the changes for a specific mark to be used. It would then clearly identify, let's say, of the 20 persons that you have targeted to get a vote in a particular way, you would be able to say 18 of them delivered because they had that specific mark, or because they went in and used a specific implement. When individuals in this very house presented candidates who were either Israeli citizens, U.S. citizens, yes, born in England, yes, knowing and agreeing on the two major qualifications, none of which they would have violated. So we're good. But what they have done with a brave face of hypocrisy is to stand on that and turn around and look at someone that they know very well, went to school in Jamaica, went to school with many of them, born here, not even his birth certificate as Jamaican was able to start it. Those hypocrites who were putting forward candidates who were in the same position, if not worse. In fact, worse is in fact that member who has shown allegiance to the U.S. but sat in this parliament, yes, with of the hypocrisy from her colleagues. And then you have the effrontery, and then you have the effrontery to present before us this motion number 7, as if you really have it at heart, the real protecting the Constitution and protecting Jamaica. Rubbish. And I am saying that those individuals who support motion 7 or who bring this motion to us, them should have burned in fire and burned in hell.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Right into it this evening, we have Conrad O'Brien on the line. Fireman, what is going on?
Indeed, my brother and friend. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
I am doing well. Just a lot of work, my brother. Non-stop working. I mean, the days have been jam-packed, and we're putting in the work, getting the result, and we give thanks to the Lord Jesus Christ for all his blessings and his favor towards us. We give thanks. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Indeed. It's always a pleasure, Colin. It's always a pleasure being with you. And I'm quite delighted in hearing that you're making good progress. My friend, you know, of course, I heard in the background just now who I must dubbed as Firebrand, Angela Brownberg. And I must say, Colin, because everybody who know me, you know the fireman burns and call it as it is. Therefore, when Angela forget beaten, we do the spanking. But I can tell you that I'm hearing her, and in her, I am well pleased. I'm delighted because, Colin, if we have the opposition and we have the fourth estate and civil society, Colin, and you're not prepared to hold government accountable. And Mark, you know, I'm not saying holding party accountable.
Government.
Therefore, whoever forms the government, then they will have to deal with things. I tell you this, Colin. From time to time, I hear people say, listen, boy, the JLP, when they were in opposition, they went hard.
Yes.
And I said, kudos to them. Because, listen, Colin, all of us were alive, right? And, you know, when Dr. Fenton Ferguson came under immense badgering, and you know what they did? What the JLP did? Every single last one of them, from member of parliament to senators to spokespersons, every single one of them were out there in a chorus.
Yes,
Colin,
man.
the opposition PNP has to do this. Why am I going there? Last week, it was the UHII, the University Hospital of the West Indies.
Yes.
And indeed, when we thought, Colin, that the almost $600 million
you have your four-way on, because listeners and viewers, Conrad just pull over to give us a few minutes, right?
Good. So thanks, Colin. So what happened? It was almost $600 million, well over $500 million, that was plugged at the UHII by way of procurement issues and all sorts of illegality that took place there. And when we thought that couldn't get worse, Colin, today, beaming all over the front page of the Jamaica Gleaner, the old lady of North Street, what have we seen? Almost $870 million now flogged at the Ministry of Agriculture under the leadership of Minister Floyd Green. Hello. Right? What? So, yes, that's what beamed today on the front page, Colin. Your producer can just pull it up there. And, you know, it really, again, the hard-working Pamela Monroe Ellis, our esteemed Auditor General, went deep again, Colin. She dug deep and she came up with the goods, And, you know, Colin, it's amazing. It's a shame. And when you look at everything, Colin, all these things happen against the background of the Jamaican people just squeezing to buy a little butter, a little oil, a little rice, a little flour. And as we usually say, when me a boy I grow up, they say, boy, I don't want little fat. Little fat. Because the oil they talk about, they must say, boy, we not no fat. Eh? So that is what is facing the Jamaican people, Colin. Well, we saw people living high off the hog. All sorts of breaches taking place, Colin. But you know, there's a newly minted member of parliament that I want to give kudos to. That's Dr. Alfred Dawes. He will be my guest. He will be my guest tomorrow at 10:10. Today I played excerpt from the first part of his documentary because he's doing
a play that in a little while too.
Good. So, and I can tell you, Colin, far-reaching, very, very impressive. And I want to say kudos to Dr. Alfred Dawes. As a matter of fact, Colin, I must tell you that I spoke to Alfred and he said that people already start to threaten lawsuits for what is only God knows. Because
make them bring it on.
And this is the new guy in town. Whenever you talk, whenever you expose things, you're threatened with lawsuit. We must rubbish that, and the Jamaican people must decide that if it means that they have to come out with warm bodies out in the street to show solidarity, to show that, listen, Jamaica is ours. Jamaica doesn't belong to a few people who are entrusted with the fiduciary responsibility, Colin, and dealing with it as if it is their own little grocery shop. So they sell everything.
That's one of the things, Obi, that we've been begging the Jamaican people. Own your country. Take charge of your country that is yours. You can't just sit aside and say anything or anything. No, it is our country. And they are upset because we are demanding our share. We are demanding the information because this is our land. I will not give it up to no guy nor no girl.
Absolutely, Colin. Absolutely. And I must tell you, this is even more germane, Colin, against the background of the salvo that we saw, put forward by Donald J. Trump administration last week. What it means and what this showed us is that, listen, we have to be serious about this argument to make Jamaica be the place to live, raise families, and do business, Colin. Because certainly, what it is showing is that, listen, this go-to place that we always say, listen, boy, I get filed for me, I will leave tomorrow. It's the window is closing, and let's face it, we saw it here from Donald Trump. But there's no guarantee that we will not see this under other administration of the United States.
Yes.
Kind of far-fetched to think about anybody can behave this way and get worse than Trump. But we're talking about human being. And I tell you something, Donald Trump has some quote-unquote, what I'm going to use the term now that was bandied about in Jamaica some time ago. He has some quote-unquote young Turks. And if you believe that Donald Trump dangerous, check them. Check the Marco Rubio of this world and all these guys. Yes. And I know me say so, is the people within Congress and so on from the Democrat side are basically positing that view. That's where we are. That's where we are, Colin. But you know, it's indeed a joy, Colin, being here. I don't know if there's anything that you want to put to me and so on. I've been chatting a bit since I come on, you know, because there's just so many things.
You brought up the Auditor General report, and been on the road all day working. I was just scanning through it while you're talking, and I realized that she's saying that there should be a surcharge. $64 million must be repaid by somebody from the Rather, the rural
Rather.
agriculture. Yes. Is the government gonna sit down and allow time to pass again the way they did to the former permanent secretary that the time has passed and she didn't pay that money back?
Ministry of Education.
Yes. What do you think about that?
Well, certainly, Colin, again, and this is where now the rubber hits the road, where we saw this before. There's a template there,
Yes.
right? So we know what is possible. Therefore, the opposition must be out in front, quick and fast on this one. And they must ask call on the fourth estate, call on the media, call on civil society, call on academia, call on the church, and most of all, call on the people of Jamaica to partner with them to demand that this don't go like the former permanent secretary, Grace McLean, in the Ministry of Education.
How the GLP bloggers and vloggers and down at, well, I hear that they are not at Bradley Avenue anymore. I hear that they are downtown. How are they now?
Ocean Boulevard, I think.
Yes. How are they taking on all of this now, Obi? They have every day something is coming out about this, about corruption.
Well, certainly, Colin, I must tell you that I personally have not been paying a lot of attention to them, but certainly it would be interesting to hear the take that they have on these, or if they at all dealing with it, Colin, because like somebody like you and I, who will basically make things like this our editorial piece. So, for example, in my Conrad's Take, which is my opening commentary, my editorial piece on the program Straight Up News Talk 93 FM, I will go deep, dig into these things, and put it out there, highlight it, and so on. I don't know that outfit that you talk about, if they are prepared to do the same thing, but as I said, I certainly have not been listening to them much since of late. I can tell you that. But you know, Colin, it's
Let me just run through this. The loss of government assets worth tens of millions of dollars at the Rural Agricultural Development Authority has led to Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis making a referral to the Financial Secretary, Darlene Morrison, for the value of the loss to be recovered. In her annual report, which was tabled in the Parliament last week, the Auditor General recommended to the Financial Secretary that a surcharge in the sum of $64.7 million be imposed on the accounting and or the accountable officers for the lost.
Indeed, Colin. So we are watching this one, and you know, Colin, certainly one would expect the chief servant himself, Prime Minister Holness, you know, Colin, to weigh in on these matters, you know. Well, you know, Colin, we must call on him and we must demand that. As a matter of fact, as Dr. Dawes said, that certainly, based on the action took by Christopher Tufton, Minister of Health, with the previous board, and basically insert himself in the situation at Dewey some time ago, Colin, is that you see direct ministerial interference there.
Oh yes.
If you look back, and I reference our listeners and viewers to the. Wow, is it the Gleaner or the Observer? The Gleaner, I think, the Observer. The 12th of December 2023, an article was there titled "Meddling Minister," and it chronicled the involvement of Christopher Tufton, what he did with the previous board. The process to employ a CEO was in train. That was truncated. As a matter of fact, the private sector had also came in on that and top up the salary that was supposed to be paid to the CEO at the UHWI because it was said that the quality candidate that they were looking for, it would be hard to get someone at that present at the salary at the time. Therefore, the private sector came in and basically put some buffer there, so they were able to attract that person. Suffice it to say that the process took place. There was shortlisting of 6 persons, and what they did was to put the acting general executive CEO in, although he did not meet the basic criteria they were looking for, but just to give him in on it. So they actually have 7 persons shortlisted. The person what was selected based on what was happening and how the thing was going, the person decided not to take the job. That person who basically was finally there. These are things that are there.
Did the Integrity Commission also stated that the minister told the ministry to market me contracts?
Absolutely. And we know that $83 million was issued to market me in one day contract.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Jamaicans, what are we allowing in this country? I told a friend, not even a friend, was supposed to be a friend. I told him one time that if this continue, he's going to be on a flight to Jamaica from the US. And when the plane come from over Cuba to start their descent, the pilot is going to say they can't find the island. Because these people are going to steal every God Almighty thing.
Colin, the late Mutty Perkins, I believe that he would be crowing and he would be saying, because things weren't nowhere where we are in Jamaica then, and he was saying it, that things have fallen apart. The center cannot hold. Mere anarchy is loose upon the land. The late former managing director for BNS, Bill Clark, said Jamaica was embarking, I was a failed state. We were nowhere where we are now when he made those pronouncements.
We have never seen corruption of this level on this island, my brother. Never seen this level of corruption.
Never.
And we don't get the report on Cornwall Regional yet.
Yes.
Just wait until that report comes, because I think the Auditor General is also reviewing that.
And Colin, as you know, I just basically pull up to say this, but just before I go, Colin, let me say to Jamaica that we all need to surround this young lady, Pamela Monroe Ellis, with love. Have her in our prayers. And let me also just ask Jamaica, Colin, to basically have us in their prayers and pray for protection and God's guidance upon our lives, Colin, because indeed we need it. Because if we are prepared to basically go hard and call out, and remember now that we are not in the business of saying that we are protecting opposition member, Colin.
No.
If opposition member run afoul, because right now there is some amount of flogging within this, and we're waiting to see how the thing flesh out as it relates to opposition member of parliament. We are waiting to see how that in itself pans out, and if needs be.
But I'm glad you go there, Conrad, because I see labor right vloggers and bloggers talking about Jack then. The Auditor General spoke about what, 3 or 4 companies that got that blight. But the only company name now that people are accusing or alleging that they are involved.
Is Jack then, because it is MP Dennis.
So what happened to the other 2 or 3 companies? Are you telling me that nobody know who those other 2 or 3 companies are?
There you go, Colin. There you go. And also, the JLP Youth Arm, Young Jamaica, came out and they went after opposition spokesperson Alfred Dawes. Say
With
that Alfred
lies.
Dawes was what I think, and Alfred rubbish all of those.
Pure lies
First
that.
thing, and Colin, I want to tell you something. That a lot of what they accuse Dr. Dawes of, all it takes is just a simple search at
To
the
find
company's
out.
office of Jamaica to find out.
Dr.
So,
Dawes should
Colin,
take them to the cleaners.
well,
Dr.
listen.
Dawes should take them down to the Supreme Court.
Well, listen, Colin. You said that you're going to play this piece
Yes.
that opening from Dr. Dawes last night because he's doing a series. And let me just, with your permission, Colin, just to say to, because many of who are here was on with me today, but I know you have a lot of people here. I'm just saying to you that tomorrow at 9 a.m., join yours truly, Conrad O'Brien, the fireman, on New Start 93 FM. I'm also live on my YouTube channel, Conrad Obi, the fireman. And indeed, my guest at 10:10 tomorrow will be no less a person than Dr. Alfred Dawes, MP for South East St. Catherine, and indeed, opposition spokesperson and health and wellness.
Conrad O'Brien, we know you're on the road. Be safe. Reach home safe. We talk tomorrow, my brother.
It's a joy. It's a pleasure. Hi to your producer and to everyone. God bless you all. The word is always love.
One love.
Blessing.
Conrad O'Brien, the fireman, my people. Thank him for joining us. Let's listen to Dr. Dawes before we start taking some of your calls. And then we're going to go to Ralston.
In episode 1, we laid out how the University Hospital of the West Indies has been crippled by overcrowded.
This is episode 2.
Infrastructure and a procurement system so weak that the Auditor General could not find documents for over $521 million in contracts. In this episode, we turn to the people trying to hold that failing system together, the doctors and nurses, as well as other staff whose letters and memos show a hospital where morale is collapsing, workloads are unsafe, and leadership decisions are driving good people away.
Dr. Alfred Dawes.
I'm Dr. Alfred Dawes.
We're trying to get him
in
on.
episode 1.
Caller, good evening.
Hello, Colin.
Nevio, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling like I am on top of the world.
You all right?
Because I have some very, very good news for you this evening. The first one is that the government finalized how much those who get damaged in the hurricane will be getting, which was a serious concern to you and many other Jamaicans.
Tell me how much they're going to be getting.
They will be getting a low of 75,000 for minor to severe of 500,000. So some people will also get 200,000. Some will also get 300,000. It is the first in the history of the birth of Jamaica where people will be getting $500,000 in grant assistance.
So,
never in the
hold on.
history.
So should I understand that the people who are going to get the $500,000, they would have lose their entire house?
Roof.
So what about
Roof,
those who lose their entire house? What are those going to get?
Yes, you're right.
So
Those who have lost.
those who lost everything, house tumble down, are going to get $500,000.
Yes.
You are a big man, Nev. You are a reasonable man. Which house $500,000 can build?
Yes, Colin, but you must understand.
No, man,
Colin.
answer the question first and then you explain to me what you want me to understand.
I said yes. I agree with you. I said yes.
It can't build a house.
But you must understand, Colin.
Yes.
That the government would never be able to grant you 100% assistance. They help you halfway and you have to, because we just don't have it. And funny enough,
we just don't have what?
Everyone's
Hold on. What we don't have?
We just can't. You're talking about hundreds of thousands of people.
How many people? How many households? About how many households you think are totally destroyed? How many houses?
I think I hear you mention at one stage that it is nearly 800,000 people that are affected by the
no,
hurricane?
But the 800,000 is not 800,000 houses.
Yes, but Colin, don't beat around the
No,
bush.
man, hold on, Neville. Make a reason. If you call me, make a reason rationally and look at the thing. If we look at it and say, let's say 20,000 houses totally destroyed, flattened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when we listen to the Minister of Labor, he was talking about 150 households that got affected. And if we look at it and say 150,000 households got affected, may I draw from a calculator now, nephew? And let's say, let's put it up to 30,000 got totally flattened, right?
Yes.
How much you think reasonably you'd want to give somebody who lose them entire house? Because anybody will lose them entire house. It's not a concrete house. Very rare a concrete house get flattened like
you're
that.
perfect. But I heard you say on your program that the government is buying some houses where they call from China, where they're going to give some of these people, and you were recommending Black and Steel, in which I agree with you.
Yeah, man. Them said them either go buy container house,
right.
and we're begging the government not to do that. But Neville, what I want to say to you, is that the government is not doing a good job. The government right now, Neville, have $115 billion. 115 with 9 zeros. Yeah? And if there's 150,000 house that is damaged, yeah? You don't think, say, the government should and could? I agree that some people can get 75,000, you know. I am not like some people who say nobody enough to get 75,000. Because you have a man will lose 2 sheets of zinc and 3 sheets of zinc. Them man they can get 75,000. But we are depart from what the government is doing. A man who lost his entire roof and is a zinc roof, you shouldn't put on back no zinc roof. You agree with me?
I agree with you.
I'm also positing that the government should not be giving anybody $500,000. What the government should have done, Neville, and I have been saying this from about the 3rd week after the hurricane, bring contractors together. Yeah? Give them the contract to go retrofit them house there. Some of them where you have column, you deck the roof. Them when I have no column, you cut out the walls, put in column, put them on deck roof. Because what Andrew Holness and his administration is doing is setting up these people to be in the same position in June, July, August, September, October, November, the hurricane season. That if we get a next hurricane, those same people will be in the same position.
We can't rule out that.
You know what is going to happen, Neville? You know what is going to happen? You have some people who got zinc bush. Go look zinc and put on back them roof. And cover them house. When them get $150,000 or $200,000, that now go up on the roof. This government, Neville, I'm going to let you talk, but this government lacks vision. They have no vision. And that means them now have no ideas. And therefore, what this government is doing is just bluffing and a bag of PR. Talk now.
All right. All right. Before
and tell me which part of what me say you disagree with.
Make I firstly say that as the chairman for the PNP in the fellowship division, we should have qualified you to sit on the PNP executive for East Portland, which that meeting you're sitting will chair by the sitting member of parliament, Isaac Buchanan. Tell you that you come with a high level of biasness in that comment. But anyway, the other good news is...
Hold on. Quantify that statement by saying what is it that I said that you'd consider being biased.
You say the government lack vision.
Yes.
You also say that the government...
I preface that, by giving you what they're doing wrong and what I think should have been done or should be done.
You also mentioned that the government should have really done more. The government will love to do more, but we just can't afford it. But anyway, the other piece of news is that the IMF have released over 400 million US to the Jamaican government.
When? When?
I think it's today. It come on the news. It's on the news. They released over 400 million. You can ask Ralston. He's the ideal man to update you on that. We learn so much from him when he come here. The next piece of news also is that murder have been down since this year by 40%. Meaning,
yeah.
Meaning, I can finish the point. Meaning, if we can keep it like that till December this year, Jamaica will see a deduction in murder never in the east of this country before. So all of what these news is telling us is that the Jamaica Labour Party government is doing very well. And one thing I'm glad for before I close is that political party don't have rope around the electorate neck anymore, because
they have money.
That
they're using the money as the rope.
Meaning is that the electorate voted for who is performing at the moment.
$415 million is how much money, Neville? Is how much Jamaican that?
Colin, you don't know me not have the brain like you to tell us. When Ralston come, Ralston soon coming a man.
You know how much money that, Neville?
We can't easy man where
that is 66
numbers.
That is 66 billion Jamaican dollars.
Yes.
66 billion.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And when you add,
and we have a lot.
When you add another 240 billion to that, nephew.
Yes.
240 million to that. That's what I'm talking about, nephew, that the government have $115 billion. And you're telling me about the government can't afford? Can't afford what? The government want the people them to suffer. They can't afford it.
Colin,
the government can't afford it, nephew. But me have to go. Because I tell Ralston I will call him at 5:30. Let me call Ralston now. Little more. Wicked government. But can't afford. They don't want to afford it. Because the government don't like the people. And the people don't see that. Nephew don't realize that this government do not like the people. Look, 3 months after the election, the people after the hurricane, the people are not all right yet. Raleigh, good evening.
Yeah, man, good evening.
What go on, my brother?
Yeah, man, we're there.
IMF released some money to the government today?
No, well, them approved the request. So, yeah, basically.
That is which one of the requests? From the 300 and billion US?
No, the rapid financing instrument. Yeah, that's a part of it. 417
so that is the rapid response. That different from what they are getting from the 3.6 billion?
Yeah, man, that's a part of the 3.6 billion.
Okay. So the government have money, Rally. Plus, we know them did about 115 billion Jamaican dollars before.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you spoke to the head of Statin today. What did you get from that interview, Rally? Talk to us.
Simple. She says that the 3.3% unemployment rate represented up to the 11th of October. They haven't factored in the impact of Melissa on the rest of the economy. We won't know that until January, she said.
Until January, before we know what the impact of Hurricane Melissa had on the workforce.
So the unemployment rate was 3.3% as at July 11th. It's a different unemployment rate we're dealing with now.
Okay.
And she said she don't know that yet. So she made it clear.
Yes. That
clear.
That, that release,
the unemployment rate is.
That release had nothing to do with the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. Beautiful.
Yeah, she made that clear. So anybody who thinks that the unemployment rate is 3.3% now is lying.
So did she admit that we could not say that the unemployment rate at this point is 3.2%?
Yeah, no. Because not the calculations do not include Melissa.
Did she also explain the 5.2% growth in the third quarter of last year?
No, we were focused mainly on the unemployment numbers.
Okay. All right, give us an update, Rally, on Jamaica's economy right now, where we are at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, well, as we said, the Director General Static made it clear that the unemployment rate now is not 3.3%. It is unknown right now.
Yes.
And the dollar closed at 158.26 today because of the IMF flows. And as we speak, the IMF has approved the thing. And the numbers given to the IMF by the authorities, these are some of the numbers that I want the public to know.
Yes.
Per capita GDP, 7,700. The poverty rate that they give to the IMF in 2022 numbers is 16.7%. They say they're expecting the economy, the flow method of calculation, to decline by 4.3% this year. Inflation is then expected to end up at 9.5%. The budget numbers as a percentage of GDP is expected to be 30.3%. That's the revenues. The expenditure is expected to be 33.8%. So they are looking at a fiscal deficit of 3.4% this fiscal year. The IMF also says that they expect significant balance of payment issues because of the fallout in tourism and those sectors, hence the need to fast track the rapid financing instrument. They expect private investment to come out at 1.7% of GDP. That's foreign direct investment flows. So they're not going to see any massive flows. The current account deficit is expected at -2% of GDP. And the external debt is expected at 63% of GDP this fiscal year. So those are the numbers that they gave the IMF.
Foreign direct investment, what they said that they expect that to be?
About 1 to 2% of GDP.
And what's that total? What's that figure, Ali? 1 to 2%.
That would GDP. Be, well, it depends on what GDP they are using. So if they're using the GDP last year, that would be like $130 million thereabouts.
But they are expecting $2.4 billion in foreign direct investment, aren't they?
Well, they say over a 3-year period. So yeah.
Oh, that's over
so that was over a 3-year period, man.
Oh. So the figures that they gave to the IMF are totally different from the figures that they are branding about.
No, in the agreement that they said it was a 3-year period.
Oh.
It wasn't all that wasn't going to flow in 1 year because that would be mad.
Okay.
And even over a 3-year period is challenging in this environment because, as I said before, last year they only got 204 million US dollars. Right now, the world is in significant turmoil because of the tariffs being imposed on European countries by the Donald and all of those things. So it will be more difficult this year than even last year.
Your view, Raleigh, do you think that foreign direct investment will increase or decline based on the present climate, global climate?
Decrease. It's more likely to decrease than to increase.
All right. So even if they maintain it over the next 3 years, it would just 3 3s is 9. It would even reach $1 billion.
$1 billion, yeah, man.
And
the world is in turmoil as we speak. European markets, American markets, all the markets are tumbling now based on the tariff crisis between America and the members of the EU and NATO.
Yes. And we see where China is reducing their US money.
Yeah, well, China signed an agreement with Canada on Saturday, and they're also reducing their holdings of US Treasury and buying gold. Gold prices are up rapidly today again because of the crisis between NATO, EU, and America.
Mm-hmm. So talk to us about what China is doing and what effect that would have on the US economy.
Well, the net effect everybody had tried right now is reduce them dependence on the US dollar. Once the dependence on the US dollar is reduced, it means significant problems for the US because the US use them dollar for control the world. Them can print money freely and all of those things because other people want them currency. Once other people are saying, oh, we don't want no currency there again, then it means that the US lose the kind of power that it has now, and that is what the man will quietly do in order to get around Trump with him one bag of foolishness.
No, Ralston.
It is the strength of the currency. Yeah.
We had a discussion yesterday morning about, what is it, Gisco? Down in the bauxite plant down in St. Elizabeth. And why is it the Jamaican government cannot insist that the Chinese come and open the plant? What are the...
I don't know. I don't know if they can insist, but I mean, they can discuss it with the Chinese, but I think that is hardly likely because the Prime Minister said he had a discussion with Marco Rubio yesterday, and I'm sure that China would have come up in that discussion.
So why would a government, Ralston, in this predicament that Jamaica is in, as it relates to our export and earning foreign exchange, see our largest bauxite plant sit down there closed while the prices of aluminum and alumina and bauxite increase on the world market?
Because the man them say them no, the US say them no want to see China around here, so. And if you bring China around here some more, you'll get yourself in a trouble. They already see the visa thing, they have other measures. Just look at what Trump is.
We lost it a while ago, Ralston. Just look at what Trump is
doing in relation to the European countries which support Greenland not being handed over to him.
He's putting on tariff on them
and
threatening them.
Yep, so the Jamaican authorities are afraid of that because, as the man said, we don't want to see too much Chinese around them places.
What would be your suggestion to the government of Jamaica in this crisis?
Well, this is a difficult one because, I mean, prices are at record high right now, and the Chinese are the ones who own the plant. Donald Simon don't want to see too much China, man. So the government have a real predicament right now.
So why?
Don't know how they're going to get out of that one.
So the government took over Venezuela's share in Petrojam and hold on upon them money. Can they do the same to China? Take over about the bauxite plant?
No, man, them take China to China. Maybe they will have to come up with a deal for buy it back from China. Maybe that let be the suggestion that they make right now.
So do you think that they should go down that route immediately, find some way to buy back the shares from China and get the plant up and running?
That makes sense because it will pay off based on the prices now. I know the prices are expected to move until 2030. So, I mean, if the dollar say no one China man and bought the plant, you can't just allow the plant to go and rotten down because the people in St. Elizabeth need work and we need a foreign exchange. So maybe they have to find a way to buy back the plant from the Chinese. And I'm sure that the Chinese will be willing to sell them because the Chinese have the plant they are mothballed for so long and now they're not with it.
And why are we not hearing the government on this? Nothing from the government as it relates to the plant, the bauxite plant down there in St. Elizabeth.
What I've heard from the government in relation to nothing is the IMF that tell us that they approve the money now. What are you not from the Ministry of Finance up to now?
But with the excellent marketing and communication team that the government possess, why you think that these things we have to be hearing them from external voices?
Well, maybe them good from political propaganda when it come to these things, them can't manage them. So I don't know. Yeah, because of the external people that tell about these things. It was the IMF who tell us that them approach them. And it's now the IMF that tell us that them approach the deal. We hope we can hear from the Minister of Finance in Parliament tomorrow. It doesn't argue well for the government that these things we have to be hearing from external persons. It doesn't inspire confidence.
Raleigh, we see some things coming out from the Auditor General today again as it relates to the Ministry of Agriculture, one of the ministries that we are expecting to be driving growth and to ensure that food security is at the front of the line. What does that spell for Jamaica again?
Well, it is not, but not never happen. They might continue to do what they might do. They might always ignore the Auditor General, you know. But one of the things that we need to do, we need to ensure that, because we don't know why the procurement people them can't just look on the thing them and deal with them in a quick manner. Yeah, so it's a balancing act. People want things to done quickly. Them claims to the procurement process is a binding constraint. So what I need to do, I get the procurement process in such a way that the thing them can flow together because although the Auditor General said that nothing now come out of it.
But Ralston, and you and I have been talking about this, and I've been saying the same thing to you. And the government, and I can't understand how people can say something wrong right here. So you are in power for 10 years.
Yeah,
the same procurement system, they exist before you came in power. And to date, you have not come up with a way to maneuver and ensure that you get the thing right when you have to go through procurement. Isn't that incompetence, brother?
Yeah, man, it's incompetence. And what is even more alarming is that the man who them said the greatest finance minister was in charge of the process. And then run and leave it and fix it.
You ever hear us saying, Ralston, that a bad workman blame his tool?
Yeah, man.
Isn't that happening right here now?
But that is what happened now. It happened from Nigel Clark, did it? And him go and leave it, them say, man, the greatest finance minister, and him go and fix the procurement process. And now we have all of these issues because the man them who circumvent the procurement process, them are going to argue some why we need to move swiftly. So we can understand why is it that you can get the procurement process in sync so that you can do both things together and achieve both objectives rather than this lack of transparency and then the Auditor General Affairs report and it leads to a reduction in confidence. Yeah, it's not looking good.
Yep. What would the repercussions be, Ralston, if the University Hospital of the West Indies fail and start falling down, falling apart, just the same way we see Cornwall Regional falling apart?
Yeah, I mean, that would be devastating to the health sector, particularly poor people, man. Oh, yes, man, that would be a devastating blow. Only more poor people that dead.
But with the amount,
bottom line,
with the amount of money that the Auditor General is flogging that is going down the drain and they can not going into buying critical machine and medicine, how does that now affect an economy that is supposed to be growing, that needs the human resource to grow?
It can't grow because it affects the availability of the skill sets that are needed to run the country. So it constrains growth. So your population growth, the level of skills of the population and the healthcare of the population, those are important variables in driving economic growth along with capital and technology. So when you have this kind of constraint, it's difficult to grow. You can't have growth without a healthy population. Yeah.
And what does that do to the reputation of the University Hospital of the West Indies as a training institution?
Significant damage, man. Significant damage. Significant damage. Significant.
Do you have any idea of about how many overseas students attends that institution?
Well, what about, what to make the distinction? What about the hospital? This is about the hospital.
Right, the
not
hospital as a
the,
training institution.
Yeah, no, we don't have that number right now.
But is it significant?
But, of course, it is significant. And the fact that you have proper equipment and all those things to facilitate the training process, it creates a significant problem, reputational damage. And apart from the reputational damage for your own patients in Jamaica is a big problem. Yeah.
And
so it tells you.
And for the hospital as a training institution to attract overseas students, isn't that critical?
You can't, yeah, and you can't if you are so drained in terms of vital equipment and all those things. You can't. So it affects the viability of the institution.
How much responsibility does the Minister of Health holds in all of this?
Minister of Health should be fired a long time, man. We say that without apology. The Minister of Health should have been fired a long time ago. He have to take full responsibility for everything. Just like how other ministers have to take responsibility for everything. Just like how Fenton had to take responsibility for everything. Yeah, Minister must take help, and the Prime Minister must take full responsibility for not firing the minister, just like how Portia fired Fenton.
But Ralston, Portia didn't just fire Fenton on her own volition. Do you think the present opposition is too easy on what is happening in terms of all this corruption and mismanagement that is happening now in Jamaica from this government?
We are more potent than the opposition.
We are what?
We are more potent than the opposition.
So you are saying that the opposition is not slinging their hammer the way they ought to be slinging it?
For no issue whatsoever.
For no issue?
For no issue whatsoever. Yeah, the opposition is just opposition on paper. They have more, but come like them have less power.
Because as we said, Portia did not just fire Fenton. Fenton was hammered.
Oh, significant. Yeah, man, significant pressure.
Fenton was hammered in the parliament by the parliamentary opposition at the time.
For much less infractions than this fellow that we have as the Minister of Health.
You could classify it as no infraction, but there was a little... Yeah. I think Fenton made a mistake in how he spoke. And for just how he spoke, he was hammered.
But what about this man? This man spoke the same way about the same problem, and then there is a multiplicity of all kinds of other problems.
This man blamed baby mothers. He blamed the baby mothers for the death of the neonates.
All right, you get it. Then after almost 5 years and 26 billion in Cornwall region, the people are talking about overcrowding this. Then there's marketing mean. Then the 671 billion spent, 331.5 billion cannot be accounted for in terms of equipment. This someone that should have gone on a long time.
What do you think is holding him there, Ralston?
Well, the Prime Minister would have to fire him, but because everybody compromised, nobody can fire nobody.
The Prime Minister of Dirt, the Finance Ministry. But Ralston, let's look at Xavier Mean. In the Finance Ministry, been recommended to be charged by the Integrity Commission and still sits there. Isn't there some requirement to be in the Ministry of Finance, Ralston?
Yeah, man, there's requirement to be the Prime Minister too.
Of course.
Yes, sir. But we have just a free for all. The Prime Minister can't run nobody because he have his own problems. Yeah,
and he's now joined by the junior Minister of Finance with similar problem, not being able to properly submit his statutory declaration to the Integrity Commission. Hence, he's also recommended to be charged.
Yeah, man, and the opposition is very, very flaccid, and the people of Jamaica don't care about anything. So that's the whole works.
Is the
So the man
opposition
just do
begging
what the man
friend
do.
from the
Nobody.
government, Ralston? Because I saw Prime Minister Andrew Holness stand up in the parliament and said this is the lowest level of corruption ever in this country, and nobody can question that. And the opposition sat there in silence.
Them was weak, man.
Somebody saying, don't blame the opposition. This government has no shame, regardless of the noise that will not change.
We know all of that, because that's a part of the new world dynamic coming from Donald Trump. Nobody have no shame, but the opposition still have to do a lot more work. They are not vocal on any issue. Even this issue in relation to the recovery process and the flows from the IMF and where we last Julian talking about anything. Come on, man. The last year the leader of the opposition talking anything about anything.
Dalios.
The whole thing is a big joke, brother. And that's why people lose confidence in them, and by extension the system where people are say, yo, no better than that. We just drink some rum and boom and smoke some weed and them till they can. Nothing now come out or nothing. So we just go and live. I eat that. And that and the mentality on the street. When you have a nation like that, you know you have significant problem. Nobody now have no hopefulness. A man also say, yo, we get up, we just drink a special, burn a spliff, listen to some full music and make time pass me, and then tomorrow come again and also the thing doesn't roll on. Yeah, nobody forgive nobody, no hope. Yeah.
Is Jamaica a failed state, Ralston?
Basically, one have to be very biased not to recognize the massive failing. Yep.
Tell me
Go up on the street, ask people. Yeah.
Go ahead, you finish that thought.
Go up on the street, ask the people how many people rate the government, the opposition, and the system generally. It tell you that the voting thing, 39%. The people must say, oh, we don't rate no. Simple.
The Prime Minister is offering between 75,000 and 500,000 to assist the people who got damaged. Some of them lost entire house in the hurricane. And labor rights are saying that the government cannot afford anymore. Can they afford more, Ralston?
Well, it depends on what they prioritize. And then the next thing I want to say is that based on the 75 and the 100 or whatever they might give, when the next hurricane come out, the same problem we're going to have, because they might give the people the money enough to get some liquor man for build back on the same place and build back at the same level.
Yes.
So stupidity, the one thing is a monumental exercise in stupidity. When the next hurricane come, we're going to have the same problem.
I just said it to Neville. I don't think that the government should be giving people money that way.
No, sir. Because of the politics associated with it. If you notice who give out the money, the Prime Minister himself.
Yes.
That kind of Donald Trump to where I say, me give you the money. But what? They set you up to get back in the same position, because we'll build back at the same place. You're going to take the money. Yeah, you're going to take the money and go get the little man down the road again to come put our back some zinc for your house.
But Raleigh,
so the same thing I got again.
Raleigh, let me tell you something.
About build back.
Let me tell you something what is going to happen. You have some people who lost their roof. And since the hurricane and the fact that the government did not do anything for them go a zinc bush. You know where zinc bush is, Ralston?
Yeah, man.
Them go a zinc bush and them put on back zinc on them place so them can come out of the rain. They are going to get a 200,000, 100,000, 75,000, 500,000. You know that they're not going to do nothing with it, Ralston, maybe buy rum and boom and clothes and here.
Yeah, so when the next hurricane come, we're going to have the same problem, because they're going to build back the same place. Yeah, man.
The same problem.
Waste of money.
And people want to come tell me about this Prime Minister. This Prime Minister have no sense.
Well, that's political opportunism, man.
No, I do not agree with that, Raleigh. Because the Prime Minister have a perfect opportunity to come out of this almost looking great.
Yeah, what I say, I use political opportunism. That is why I give out the money himself to say we give the money. There's no focus on building better and stronger, because if them that plan to do that, them now two organizations like the master builders and all of those things those people who can do the thing the right way. So, for example, as you said, some man got zinc bush already. The other man them who get the money who not gonna zinc bush. At the same little man down the road, them all get to come put on back the zinc on them house and everything there.
And use nail.
Same place.
Use nail.
Yeah, same.
And just nail down zinc.
Yeah, man.
Rally.
More professional team. Yeah.
The government could have brought in the master builders, brought in contractors from all over the island, and build houses. We gave them a perfect idea. Build shells, 24 by 12, concrete columns, concrete floor, concrete roof, and give to the people. When you take up $500,000, give a man will lose him entire house. What that can build?
That not try to
what that can be.
The mothers do some little short and thing. That's the point me I make, you know, send take some money and them cook some food and them call some little man and them burn some spliff and them do some little work again at the same place. That is not building back better and stronger. The same thing will occur.
What is the total? What is the total of the grant that the Prime Minister said him giving out? Did he give us a total figure?
No.
We would love to hear a total figure of the grant that they plan to give out. But let me tell you, Raleigh and listeners, him can't give it out. Him can't tell us because first thing, the assessment has not been complete. They don't know how much people they're going to give money yet.
Yeah, true. They're running commentary, running total,
Yeah. So when we say the government lack vision and the government is not showing any competence, it's not joke we're making. Because before now, from November, by the end of November last year, that assessment should have been complete. And the fact that the assessment has not been complete is the first markdown against the government.
Yeah, man, and then the way the thing is being done, as I said, the same old-time pork barrel politics.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
We're not going to leave to the will building better and stronger. The same old-time politics, all the money I get Uncle Joe from down the road, and we'll put on a pot.
Yeah.
I'll get some man to come help with.
Yeah. And when the hurricane come in the next hurricane season, boom, the same people story, them. And it's not guess we I guess because the same people them will get damaged in our Beryl, get damaged in our Melissa.
Yeah, man. All that money just wasted. All that tax dollars just wasted and gone down the drain. Yep. Joking.
Ralston.
Joking.
The loan to JPS came up in the parliament again. And we heard the Minister of Energy saying that the only thing that they know about is the $150 million. The Minister of Finance told us that JPS will get $450 million from the multilaterals. Have we heard anything more about that?
We expect to hear some of those things from her tomorrow because we can't believe that the IMF would have said no. They have approved the facility and she's not coming to the parliament with something tomorrow. And if the opposition challenge her, she's not coming to the parliament with something tomorrow, again, it says a lot about them. Yeah, we need fear. We can't just have these things just flow from the multinational agencies in bits and pieces and everything. We need a comprehensive statement from the Ministry of Finance about this thing. And
if she don't come with anything, what?
Well, the opposition will have to take on the challenge. Them can't sit by. Well, last year, Julian said something about anything in the country, even with the state of the economy.
But how can he speak in the parliament? He can't talk in the parliament.
No, he can't issue statements, he can't do interviews, not only parliament.
You know, I am going to invite him because I have not sent him my invite in a while. When was the last time you invited him?
Long time you talk to him, and that is with develop as a pattern. If you don't call him to say something about something, then him not have nothing to say about nothing. That is not how the opposition should have worked. Yep.
Raleigh, I want to thank
you. Should be calling. Yep.
I want to thank you. Anything you want to say before you go, Raleigh?
Well, as I'm saying, we are expecting to hear a comprehensive statement from the Minister of Finance tomorrow about the recovery process, about the flows from the IMF, about the rest of the multilateral agencies, we expect a comprehensive statement from the Ministry of Finance tomorrow, because we cannot be hearing about these things in bits and pieces from the multilateral agencies. We never voted for the multilateral agencies, voted for our government. And it's full time we get a comprehensive statement from the Ministry of Finance. And if they don't, then we expect the opposition to step up the pressure and ask the questions. Why is it that we're not hearing anything? And why is it that we're only hearing from the multilateral agencies? And we expect also the opposition leader to be talking about this allocation of this auto.
Rally, you drop out a while ago. Come back.
Yeah, we expect the opposition leader, since it's the Prime Minister who gave out the money, we expect the opposition leader to be raising some questions to the Prime Minister about how this can lead to building back better and stronger and more resilient.
And it can't. We know it cannot.
No, that is why we expect the questions.
This is foolishness. High level of rubbish. What about, we heard anything more about the 5,000 container homes that they're going by? We hear anything more about the 5,000 container houses that they're planning to buy?
No, they said that they won't be coming until sometime February, March.
Hey.
So all those questions, so those two big ticket items we expect here. So we expect to hear the Minister of Finance, the opposition spokesman Finance, the Prime Minister, and the opposition leader on those big ticket items, if they are really, really serious about the country to the public. We expect the opposition leader to be asking the Prime Minister about some of the discussions that he said he had with Marco Rubio yesterday. Those are the big ticket items, yeah.
And nobody knows what those discussions was about. And I'll tell you, Ralston, right. Nobody will know.
Yep. Nobody knows. So the opposition have to ask the questions there.
And we expect the opposition spokesman on mining to be asking about bauxite.
The plans, yeah, of course. Yep. We want to hear from the foreign affairs spokesman what happened in the discussions in relation to the suspension of the processing of immigrant visas and all of those things, because Marco Rubio wouldn't come here without discussing those things. And if we had a discussion with Marco Rubio and never discussed those things, it means that we were wasting time.
Thank you, my brother.
We have to take on the Prime Minister. We have to take on the Prime Minister's doctorate if him not ask him question.
All right, brother. Respect and thanks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
thanks.
man. Blessings and results.
One love. Yeah. Ralston, I'm on my people. The #1 financial analyst in Jamaica. Man said things not looking so bossy at all. Carla, good evening. Welcome.
Colin, good evening. I hope. Has Raleigh gone? Raleigh left yet?
Yeah, I'm gone. But if there's something that we need to touch him back, we can.
Listen, me, I got some questions I've been writing down, which I was hoping that I could get Raleigh's opinion on while you have him. Okay, let me run through them real quick. I'm going to just run the questions and get off. This has to do with the overall picture of what we see happening in the country. Everything boils right down to how the money the country has, gets, achieves, is monitored, spent, accounted for, or not accounted for. And two, what happens when the financial base is in an uproar? The questions are as follows. First one, you remember some years ago, the PM said that they were going to get some STEM school built, I think a total of 6.
Yeah, it's a China going to help with 3 and we're going to build 3 more 6 STEM schools, yes.
Okay, have we seen one built yet?
Not to my knowledge. I'm not aware of any being built.
So wouldn't these schools with science, technology, and all that kind of stuff be the incubator for think tanks when it comes to what we need for the workforce to start building this country?
Yes.
Okay. 2, the problem from this the lack of STEM schools and qualified educational places to build these talents that will eliminate the hearing that we don't have qualified people for work, right? Is not that going to be a long-term pain when it comes to the country, especially when we look at now that they're trying to call nurses to come back, and right on the heel of that, we're seeing the health
Caller.
sector. Yeah.
Calling nurses to come back is an effort in futility and stupidity. Here?
Yeah, but my point is,
when they are ready to retire, they will come back and maybe give us a year or two. But now left them job America and England, Grand Cayman and Bahamas and come back to Jamaica to work in our health system that has been ravaged and wrecked by Dr. Christopherton.
My question on that, Colin, who do you think is going to come back here even at the final year or even after they retire to work in a health sector that they're seeing what we're seeing in Jamaica today?
And I'll tell you something. My ex-wife was a nurse in Jamaica when I met her. And she migrated to the UK in one of those drafts. And she been telling me that, Colin, I could never, ever, as much as I would want to, work in the Jamaican health system. There is nothing here to work with. So you're right. They're not coming back. Come do it.
Like I say, every time they open their mouth, it's like there's an exposure. When he said he was going to the Philippines and India, we saw water flowing through so many hospitals. Colin,
I'm going to tell you. Hold on.
I'm
going to tell you one more thing.
Raleigh was saying.
I want to tell you one more thing that she told me, because she used to work at the Port Antonio Hospital. And she said to me that she pity the nurses at the Port Antonio Hospital. And I said, why so?
Not she alone.
I said, why
it's
so?
Not she alone.
She said to me that nursing is a practice. The things that you go to school and learn to do, they are not practice at the Port Antonio Hospital. So she said that when a nurse works at Port Antonio Hospital for 5-6 years, she have lost all her skills. I said, what? She said, yes. You have lost all your skills because Port Antonio Hospital is a type C hospital. You know what they do? Hold, stabilize, and send off. So the nurses don't get to practice nursing patients with certain illness.
And a point on that, the places that they will send off to now they're falling apart.
Tala. They're sending them off to die.
Okay, so but let's throw another one in there because I got 3 more quick questions.
Yes.
When you look at the state of the physical makeup of the wards, prenatal wards, maternity wards, God. not being cordoned off and treated like they should. You got wards where people should be in an immaculate condition when it comes to the cleanliness of it and the type of cases. Like you can have pneumonia and bronchitis cases with fracture cases and all that kind of stuff because you end up with everybody dying from a common illness. And add to that, when you find any hospital in any country that their incinerator is down, that is telling you something.
Listen.
Their laundry department, the incinerator and laundry department, Colin, me can leave it talk about that afterwards because we've got a couple more questions so you can expound that after I'm gone.
Yes.
Okay, there's a quiet chokehold on the country because of the geopolitical issue with China and the US. You realize that?
Yes.
Because we have one saying, listen to me, if you don't get these countries out of here, you don't get these people's interests out of here, which over the years we have not invested in your country other than give you loans and tell you what to do with them. Mm-hmm. If you don't get rid of them, we're going to resort back to what we resorted to in 1970s. We're going to make your economy scream. You see that coming, Colin?
Yes, we're going to make your economy scream.
Okay.
Like they did in the 70s.
I heard you and Ralston quietly talking about it, but that is what is happening and the potential to happen. So all this political talk you hear, it is common from politicians to say the kind of stuff that we're hearing. Next thing, the number of cases we hear of important figures, political, financial, private, which we hear these cases pop up and we hear that we see that dissipate, we don't hear them. Major cocaine drug busts. How do you think it is that we hear thousands of pounds of cocaine getting busted at wharves, airports, that kind of stuff. We hear major figures getting involved and entangled with financial, fiduciary misappropriations, and nobody gets punished for that.
And that's why Christoph
Isn't
Tan is
it?
still the Minister of Health and Andrew Holness is still the Prime Minister. That is why.
And other ministries, and obviously other ministries too. Because if you notice, look at two cases. One, the Cornwall Regional, over a couple of years, went from a small figure, which Health Minister Guy had talked about, and they bashed him, to and a sum where it is unimaginary. That's for that, and it's still ongoing. And now we hear the debacle has spread now to the University Hospital of the West Indies.
Yes, it's going to just get worse.
Isn't that an indication that if you dig, you're gonna find just about every hospital being under the same siege?
Of course.
Remember, it was said that a certain administration has spent more than any administration in Jamaican's history on the health sector.
Not a certain.
So why is it
Andrew Holness-led administration has spent the most money as any one administration in the history of Jamaica?
It's the worst we have ever seen the state of health in the country.
Yes, they have spent the most money. Show me the results for this money. Are we satisfied that we have gotten value for the money? And that's what this lady says, That's what Pamela Monroe Ellis says. That she is looking to see if we are getting value for our money that the government is spending. And when she dig in the University Hospital of the West Indies, she's saying, no, we are not getting value for our money. She's digging in the Ministry of Agriculture, and we are not getting value for our money. And I am sure that when she's done with Cornwall Regional, we're not getting value for our money. But you know what? I stopped her. Go ahead.
We don't have to wait. We don't have to wait. We've seen. Okay, opportunism or judicial what do you call it? Overpowering. Why is it that we are hearing when certain people get held for certain crimes or on certain charges or accusations or allegations, it goes out into the open like lava from a volcano? Yet we're hearing a certain member of our government having a charge against him, and we heard it is being held in chambers. Why? Wasn't there supposed to be a case last week Tuesday where a hearing was supposed to have been convened?
Hold on, which one is that you're talking about?
PM's case.
The PM's case was supposed to be the 13th.
That's last week Tuesday.
On my birthday. That was my
That's
birthday.
Tuesday.
What become of that? We never hear nothing about it. I must find out.
I have a very good question next, and that's why I call you, because we need to hear about these kind of things.
I have to let you go now, though, because I have you for a while.
Yeah.
So, giving some other people
major
an
crimes,
opportunity.
drug bust. Yep. It's my big last question.
Yeah.
Is Jamaica along these roads not a failed state? Have a good evening.
I asked Ralston the same question.
That's what I want to ask.
Is it a failing state or a failed state? Which one?
Right, that's a Colin.
Which one? Thank you.
Little more. Yeah.
Is Jamaica a failed state or a failing state? We still have some strong Jamaicans. Pamela Monroe Ellis, big up yourself. Keep on doing your work. And we pray that the good Lord will continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you and keep you safe. And the people of Jamaica must stand up with this lady. We must stand up with the Integrity Commission. It is a dangerous game we are playing. Very dangerous. With having lawmakers running afoul of the law. And there is no consequence for these lawmakers. We are talking about the rule of law, We're not talking about PNP and GLP. We are talking about governance and having people with integrity leading the country. Having honest people leading the country. Having people who are trying their best to do right by the people of the country. Yeah? I don't care which party is in power. If you're not doing right by the people, you must come down. And all we see is people are rip and a rob, all a grab. Yeah? That's all we see, you know. People are rip and a rob and a grab. And then you have some say thief, never love to see thief with long bag. Well, if you all be honest and truthful, you cannot accuse anybody in the PNP party of being thieving, ripping, robbing and grabbing over the last 10 years. Is one side can be accused of ripping, robbing and grabbing. Yeah? And I'm saying, if we continue to allow this, we are going to lose everything. We are going to lose it all. And Marcus Garvey tell us that some black people, I am putting that part some, because I not join the gang, but I don't know myself. I know myself. And that's why I speak truth to power. And there are a lot of Jamaicans who are speaking truth to power. But there are a lot of Jamaicans who sit down and wash them hand like Pontius Pilate and don't care. And there are a lot of Jamaicans who are complicit with the ripping and robbing and grabbing. And there are those of us who are calling out at the top of our voice, stop, stop, it's going to affect you. But people don't listen. And some who are just foolish, some who are just simply fool, in our own Jamaican parlance. Some who are just dunce and dumb. And because of my side, yeah? Because of my side, you don't care what happened. You know, the Reggae Boys played Grenada last night. And a team, the ratings by FIFA, Jamaica should have given Grenada 6 or 7 love if you look at the ratings. And it's a Portland man who is coaching the team. And I don't have nothing against Rudolph Speed. And I support the Jamaican team. But I now fool myself. We have the wrong coach. That's my view. The head of the GFF should have been fired and step aside. The fact that we get a zone with Bermuda, Trinidad, and I can't even remember the other side them were in the zone, that Jamaica should have qualified for the World Cup. We are now going to be going in a playoff, and we barely scrape past Grenada 1-0. So I now go play no fool. Yes, I support once Jamaica is on the field is my side. And I will scream to the top of my lungs for my side. But me now go sit down and tell you, say, yo, side good. Side no good. Side no good. Is a scrape through. What is the reason you're playing a practice match to go to a World Cup playoff, and 95% of the people who are going to play in that playoff never played in a practice match? What do you intend to gain from that practice match? So, I tell you something. I'm a patriotic Jamaican. A patriotic Jamaican. But me not go fool myself. Me not go fool myself. It is an embarrassment what is happening in governance in Jamaica. It is an embarrassment. Any guy that is willing to step forward and tell me that he's proud of the Jamaican Prime Minister, you are either dunce, fool, or lying to yourself. The Prime Minister's issues with the Integrity Commission cannot be overlooked. Cannot. In any respectable nation, it couldn't happen. Xavier Main, junior minister in the Ministry of Finance, in any respectable country, could not be sitting there. And none of you can challenge that. You could have vexed till you no bust talk, till you no blue. When me I say it's true. But some people are simply complicit to the wrongs and the ills that have been done to our country. And they don't want us to talk about it. They don't want us to talk about it. They want us to agree with the level of garbage. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Good evening.
Yes, Mr. Colin.
Yes, sir. Talk to me. Talk to me, Carl. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, say something on the football, you know.
Yeah, man. Go right ahead.
Them not make it on the playoff now because them fail on the easy group like Caribbean and them not make it. They're not going away.
My brother, I agree with anybody who said that FIFA wanted Jamaica to be in the World Cup and gave Jamaica what I consider the easiest opportunity in our history to reach the World Cup. And we dash it away.
Jamaica and Trinidad what list?
Listen, is either Jamaica then did want to go or Trinidad. And
that means two of them worthless, man.
Very worthless. And you know what hurt me most of all now, my brother? The man them will feel both Rudolph Speed and what the president of GFF name? What name?
Ricketts.
Mr. Ricketts. How after that failure, them man they still sit down at the head at GFF? Because them say a Rudolph Speed car, where coach name come here, you know, where name? Grimson or Grahamson? Them say a Rudolph Speed car come here, you know. Zin?
McLaren.
And the man, after fail and get him all up millions, the man just brush him backside and gone back where he come from. And Ricketts still is the head of GFF.
But look on the joker hit. Your boy there from Portland when him Speed. But him was, remember, him no next to Ricketts.
Yeah, yes, him not the right there when we feel, brother.
And the whole organization fail. So why him take you up as a coach?
Why nobody no lose their work?
Him fail too, you know.
The whole GFF, the whole JFF should have been fired.
Should never be the coach.
And then, you know, I believe in giving people a chance, you know, my brother. But if we have a final chance to go to the World Cup, then we must go for our best. I mean, a business who have Vex's speed come from Portland, and me I said, no, he shouldn't be there. Theodore Whitmore should be given the team. How you gonna go to a man who have never coached a national team this final opportunity to qualify?
Oh, but let me ask you again. It's a conflict of interest, because Speed was there as director.
Yeah,
Why?
you know that's what I said. The whole of them man, should have lose their work.
Yeah, if the team not qualify, automatically qualify.
Yeah.
Why you are take it up?
Yeah, it shouldn't be. Jamaica not serious about nothing, brother.
Shouldn't be too much friend and company, man.
Let me tell you something. Government can't get involved in the football officially. But let me tell you this. Any government was serious about sports and culture would have looked at Ricketts and him team and said, yo, step aside. But you know what the problem, one of the problem, Carla? The government was not behind the team either, And I go further and say that the nation was not behind the team either. And I go further and tell you that the media was not behind the team either. So that's the next part of the story. That's the next part of the story.
Wonder why?
Your national team are going to qualify for World Cup. And feel the media are push the team. It wasn't an effort. Jamaica is a small country, And when we look back at 1998, brother, the whole country was behind the team. And I said it on this program before, that the team lack national interest and national understanding. And now, years we are going to have the government. To date, hold on, Carla. To date, we have lost about 40 people in Hurricane Melissa. And to date, the government of Jamaica has not declared a day of mourning for the people who died in Melissa. The national team went to play in Trinidad, and you never see the man them have a black armband upon them hand, mourning the people that were dead in the disaster. Yes, they did a minute of silence. They lack national understanding.
We talk all the while, it's not a caring country.
No. Not a caring country, brother.
But you care. Call it next month, at the playoff, Call it a month and a half left.
Yeah.
And you are player friendly. And you carry your best player them friendly. And you can play a Grenada.
You know what it tells me? You could have played anybody, but you know what it tells me, Carla? That the management does not understand what is wrong with the team. So the team going to suffer the same fate. The team lack chemistry, brother.
Cohesion.
Lack cohesion. And the practice matches should be used to build that chemistry and the cohesion. And you go play a practice match when 95% of the players them who you are carry go Mexico no play.
Where you not carry go a World Cup?
We are not. The man who play yesterday not go Mexico. Maybe when name Damian Lowe.
Hey. You see the pick up, you see the schoolboy pick up All-Star game?
Me not watch it.
Watch it. You better then go for the youth and try to go a World Cup.
Yeah, give the youth them a chance. Me agree. Carry some wash up player from England come here.
Watch the youth there. A schoolboy, them, And if you see them play better in Jamaica.
The match last night with Grenada is lucky with lucky. I can tell you that. Grenada got more chances and more clear chances than us. Lucky we lucky. Yeah?
What?
Anyway, a little more.
Doom and gloom, man. You know, them not going away. All right, my brother.
Blessings. I hope they can go. I would love for the team to go. But what I am seeing doesn't give me hope. Doesn't give me the hope that some people having. Yeah? If the man them want to play, them should have made the sacrifice and come play yesterday. Go ahead, Carla. Good evening.
Yeah. What may I call about to tell you? What I mean that thing. This I go check some balance and not like that. What am I do? Everything I do, he might do it and go his way. And I listen to people like country like that. You ever observe until you see a car across the road and you hold your head straight and them go cross?
Yeah.
No matter a vehicle come along in your way.
No, turn back.
That's how it's a government that go on. When people talk to me, nah, listen not all.
No.
He just go his way. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So when we look upon it as an example, you not put the people in interest of fun.
No, sir.
You just put female interest.
The government is
listen
focusing on
people.
trying to get a fourth term.
And that's not good. Because fourth term, what the benefit I do for we? To we, the people in our country.
Let me tell you the benefit. PNP run the country for 18 years straight. So if them run the country in the ground and crash it, them want 18 or 19 years. Them not care.
All right. You know I really compare, but me I compare them. The PNP run the country for 18 years. And they've been at the 10 years now. You have an example. You know, if you see the 18 years PNP in a power, PNP, you don't give PNP the benefit I do more than them. The reason I'm saying this, if you observe it from them in a power, what does them do for the people of the country? You can say, yes, they do something for the people of the country. You can say, yes, they're working for the people. First, they don't make the hospital. This time about them have a quality clinic, one clinic all over, as an example. I like me see them at show like them, see them at the something. Coventry they don't make the school, as an example. You don't know nothing people can say, yes, at least say something. You have to check some balance. That can say, yes, that is something. When they're doing anything that's wrong, and people attack them, and so them try to stop them at it. Them ends up at the worst. As far as me concerned, I see. So at the end of the day, they're not listening to the people of the country. They listen to their own opinion. When PMP says something to them, it's like they come like they sweep it on the carpet. It's like they no matter about who wants it, who no wants it, as long as everything about freedom with you. You know what I mean? So if you look on the reality of them, as far as me concerned and see, they're not thinking about the people in their country, they're thinking about themselves. You know what I mean? Because first be first. If you love yourself and you love your people, if you do something that's wrong, as my test, so you're wrong with what you do. You're going to try to correct what you do, you know.
Yeah,
and
man, and do better.
The first mistake, you're going to try to make the second mistake, you know.
Yes.
So you're going to look on and say, no, stop. Now, I myself, I'm people, you know, you're going to stop what I do. What you think, what you say, man, they continue to do the wrong all the while.
No, but you know,
say, I want to do, I will do it.
You know what it is, Carla? A man see a man thief and get to a man, I say, yo, them can't thief something too. A man see a man misappropriate fun and get away with it. A man I said, then what wrong if me misappropriate some fun? That's why it is said that when the head of the stream is dirty, the entire stream going to be dirty, because the head who is supposed to hold you in a straight line and hold you accountable, lean up and bend up. Yeah? So what do people expect?
Me personally, I'm going to tell you the truth that God love. I'm not comfortable with the government. The government, I'm not saying a few people in our country, to be honest with you. Yes, him say I try to stop crime, yes. Which is a good thing, because we not be enough people just kill people like that. Because in the day, a person must come in the world, you live in the world, you must, when the right time come for you, sick and dead, those type of people that used to do it back in the days.
Yes.
You understand what I mean? So I don't believe the gunman to kill nobody. I'm not believe the policeman to kill nobody. There's a many ways you can work things without you have to go and go kill a person. Because not for the killing where police kill people nowadays, a man kill people. As an example. No fight at them going and keep them with their sleep.
Let me tell you something.
No fight on a shoot out.
Let me tell you something.
With this laptop, man.
I was writing a song one time and the song said, murder them a murder them a murderer. police or rude boy, tell me which one you're rather. Because anybody come, somebody I get murder. No, I am happy that the murder rate is going down. But I am concerned that police killings are going up. So it come down to a state where we are saying how many people are being killed in Jamaica. And if you look at that on a whole, murder is not down by 40%. Or we should have said killings are not down by 40% because police shooting is going up and we're not comfortable with it. The government is complicit because the government of Jamaica is not insisting that police going on special operation wear body cameras that when the police say a man fire for him can show whip on the body camera and say, yeah, a man fire for him, and we can stand up with the police now and say, boy, you fire for my police, you're dead.
That's it. You know,
because we are afraid now, based on a few things that we have seen. Because when police knock on a man, do rak-a-tak-a-tak, and a man run, come out and open him door to police, how the backside that man end up dead? That man should not die.
True.
If I him your go for, him come to you, you must bangle him and go search the house.
That's it.
Yeah?
But
so when we see these things now, we have questions about the police killings.
And if I should add this to myself, a lot of killing go on for some of the people in the police was cleaner. I see skin corrupt. I'm going to tell you something. This is to you. You see, every gun where police they use, they should check them every year.
Ballistic test, yes.
And if they find them, and if they find with a legal gun, if you go to prison. I know for them now do that right. They was going to say they can't get that thing and come out. No for them now do that work right. Some of them worse are even criminal.
Yeah, man. You see, there was a time when they said police must do polygraph tests. And I remember I called Clive Mullins and said politicians must do polygraph tests too, and him never agree. But we talk again, my brother. Thanks for the call.
That's it.
Blessings.
Yeah.
Marshy. Enter.
Good evening.
My day I do it.
Yes, sir. Yeah. This percentage business, percentage of you fool people who don't. Because if 4 man is dead at one place, and I'll go 3 dead now, it reduced by 25%, no sir?
Yes.
So you use them figure there and it's so nice and you know, boy, crime down by 25% and you know. Percentage is a way to trick people. So they're not better really pay percentage any mind.
Hold on, Marshy. Somebody said police guns are tested every month. Oh, that sounds good. Me never know that. I never know that, but I will find out if that is so.
I tell you so, but we not the body camera to show anything and things still going on. And let me tell you, all right, with that January now, all right, 6 months ago in the year, I know the man and I don't wear nobody camera.
Let me tell you something. The man them will not wear nobody camera because the government don't have it as a policy. Until the government insists. Because as I keep telling you on this platform, police and soldiers are people who work under instructions. Yeah?
Exactly.
They take orders.
Yes.
Police and soldiers are trained to take orders. You know one of the policies in the army, Marshy? Comply and then you complain.
Same, sir.
You see when you're out there and your corporal or your sergeant or sergeant major say, run go up on a hilltop, they go, look, you don't question that, you know?
No.
You go up on a hilltop, go look.
You can't tell him so when the rain down, you go.
No. If him say move, you have to move same time.
You got to, exactly.
When you come back and debrief, you might be able to say, why would you do that? If some of them allow you to even question those decisions.
If some of them allow you to question
you don't question an order when you're on the field, my brother. So when I tell you that police and soldiers are trained to take orders, that's why I say the government of Jamaica. Hold on, Marshy, hold on. The government of Jamaica, who the Minister of Defense and now he's also the Minister of National Security.
Yes, that's where we're going.
Of the government. Go ahead, Marshy.
Right. So when Andrew Holness, because they like to talk about this government led by Andrew Holness, they like to see. So when this government led by Andrew Holness, when police and soldiers will let Andrew Holness give a command, it's final. Right? Good. So we're going to Andrew Holness' responsibility for it. Now for you now, Mr. Neville. Mr. Neville, you said the government don't have the money. What about those grants we did get and aid where we get during the hurricane? What happened to the money then, Neville? Can Neville call and tell me what happened to the money there? Are you hearing me, Colin?
Loud and clear.
So Neville, so what happened? Where the money there? Where it is? You said the government don't have them get a whole heap of money. Wait there, Neville.
The government.
Can you come out as a spokesman for them? Where are those monies?
The government loaded with money. As me telling you, about 3 weeks after the hurricane, the government is sitting down on $115 billion that them have what can assist the people. And to date,
one at a time
is all announcement. Nobody don't get the money yet.
One at a time, the information minister did that talk and say the government don't touch any money yet.
Yeah.
And Nephew, we live in a Jamaica, you know.
Listen, man.
Nephew, if you do better, if you do better, way I chat, you know, man.
Nephew, just
better way I chat.
You know, say I like the sending voice, so Nephew just come on for get me. You realize him come on first to give me that energy there.
Yes.
To take them on.
Yes.
Thank you, Nephew.
Yes.
Thank you. Keep coming. And a lot of people don't like hearing, but allow him a few minutes, my listeners and viewers.
Yes.
Allow Nephew.
Yeah, because our views containing it, and as Deputy Rata, listen to the dull and ignorant they to have their story.
Yes, and we don't just want the choir. So I'm begging the people in the chat room and my listeners and viewers and subscribers to allow Nephew a few minutes to come on. Make her get to punch up with the labor right now. So
the 500,000, it look good to Nephew, you know, and
yes.
That's great. I want to take it. Let me tell you something, you know. 500,000. People may not know. 500,000 is joke, you hear? $500,000 in a today Jamaica under the Andrew Holness. All right. If me say under the Andrew Holness administration, remember the word from one of them councillor Bella. Under the Michael Andrew Holness administration, 500,000 or anything. I wonder if Bella I assume if a copywriter, you know, because she says so. Under the Andrew Holness administration. 500,000 is joke. 500,000 is joke. It's no money.
It's a
no
joke,
money.
and I don't want Marlon Marga now to come say after the government come out with whatever come out, me I rebut it. I have been saying this. I'm sending it to Marlon Marga that the government should build starter homes for the people who have lost their house, not give them money. Build the starter homes. Put them in it that when the hurricane season come and another category 5 come, none of those people who were flattened in this hurricane should be back in that position again.
Exactly. They need to do better.
The government is squandering a glorious opportunity, but Marshy, we're running out of time, so I want to give a few more people an opportunity. Bless you, my brother. This is the Colin Bell Show, and we invite all and sundry to be a Portland Spice ambassador. Hello, good evening.
Evening, Colin.
Blessings
doing,
and welcome. We're doing what we're doing.
Yeah, man. Second time me a call.
Thank you.
Straight out of Montego Bay. We can't find your junior, you know. I don't know which
Junior
because
called.
me never
Thank you for reminding me. Junior called us yesterday morning. And for all listeners and viewers who want to assist Junior, Junior said him lose everything in the hurricane, bro. Everything. In fact, he said that he's staying in Trelawney with families and friends, right, with his family right now. And a lot of people yesterday morning in the chat room said that they want to assist Junior. So Junior has called me, give me his number and his information. Anybody who want to assist Junior, just send a message to the 876-804-7072 and I will send Junior information to you so you can assist Junior. All right? So anybody who want to assist Junior, one of our ardent listeners and callers who lost everything in the hurricane, and definitely we here at Portland Spice, we are going to assist him. And anybody who want to assist, just send me a message. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, I call back Junior and I have his information. So anybody who want to assist, just send me a message on this same phone. Just say, I want to assist Junior. And I will send Junior's information to you or you can get to him. Thank you, caller, for reminding me that.
Yeah, man. One quick thing me want to talk about, Colin.
Yes.
The whole Ministry of Health and the whole 500 and something billion that them can't give an account for.
Yeah.
Why is it? I remember when them pressure Maurice guy to resign over the dead baby scandal.
You mean Dr. Fenton Ferguson, not Maurice guy. Dr. Ferguson.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
Yeah.
Why PNP? Why the opposition can't take the similar route to get Tufton out of this thing, man?
Well, let's see.
What happened?
Let's see, because what had happened to Dr. Ferguson? Dr. Ferguson made a statement in the parliament, and the opposition at the time laced him with questions left, right, and center. So I'm waiting on Tufton to rise in the parliament and let me see how my opposition is going to deal with this. Because the opposition need to get rough and tough, you know. They need to stop begging friends.
It's about time.
Stop looking friends from these people.
It's about time, Colin.
Yes. And I am the first who is going to call on the opposition and say, stop pussyfooting around. We need stridency now. The country is going down. These people are raping the country. Them are rip and a rob and a grab. Them don't have no love for the people who are suffer real bad.
Say it again, Colin. Me agree 110%, my boss. A madness they go on in Jamaica right now. And you don't need binoculars to see this or eyeglass. Trust me. Because people are dead up a Cornwall Regional Hospital. On floor, my boss, I don't have me there. And I have people who work up there that tell me. So I know like these things not happen. This man need to resign. Enough is enough, man. I'm fed up too. Right now, I have people up. Right now, them not even want to go Cornwall. They say, can them go Falmouth? Can them go somewhere else? But them know say if they go Cornwall, they literally now come out back.
The head of the nursing association said people are sitting for 3 days on chairs at Cornwall Regional. She said people are being resuscitated on the floor of Cornwall Regional. She said an area that was made to accommodate 40 people. She said the morning before they had 115 persons in there. That's patients plus doctors and nurses and porters and security.
Colin, that is not a lie. My wife's uncle has prostate cancer, stage 4. And me they tell us I cheer the man sit down in until he put them numb 4 days straight and them send him home, them can't do nothing for him. Me they tell her that not even medication, not even pain medication. Him really not rocking repair. We literally have to beg the doctors them. At least give you some sedatives for the pain or something like that to help him. That is not a lie. That is not a lie, Colin.
Why the health
This
authority
man
don't
needs,
lock down Cornwall Regional? Why the health inspector them? Because them say rodents are run through the like and them are the patient.
boy, no lie, Colin. I no lie. Me dey tell you, say, listen, I am a pastor of a small church. And I'm telling you, my boss, people work up there in my congregation tell me, say,
Yes.
rat up the big like a puss.
But they come out now and talking. Finally, the nurses are talking. It's not just we now
Man,
and
this
talk.
man needs
It's
to
not just
pop
you
up, man.
now. A company platform I tell we and them gonna say a lie you I tell. The nurses step out and I don't hear none of the dirty bloggers and vloggers where support the Labour Party come out and challenge the nurses. What is wrong with these crowbaits who are supporting mismanagement of the nation assets, who are supporting mismanagement of the health sector, who are supporting mismanagement of our hospitals, but to not support Labour Party who is a traitor to this country called Jamaica.
I say to my boss, them not for Jamaica. Them could never be for Jamaica, Colin. Just because you want fourth term, how much people for dead for fourth term? How much money them for take just for fourth term? A madness, this my boss.
They are
madness,
willing.
total madness.
Let me use the word of a GLP activist who said they are willing to walk in the blood of the Jamaican people to God knows. Thank you, my brother. I can take one or two more calls before I wrap up here.
Yes, man. Bless up
Blessings
yourself,
and thanks
Colin.
for the
Yeah,
call.
man,
Much
respect.
appreciated. These
Yeah,
people
man.
are wicked and they are dangerous. And I say it. Yeah, man. Speaking the truth. Speak it ever. Cast it what it will. Talk to me, caller.
Hello?
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, sound so low.
No,
Let me
man,
see
if you're
something.
using a headpiece or you have me on speaker, you have to take me off.
Huh?
Talking on the phone, no headpiece, no speaker phone.
So you hear me now? Clear?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. You know, when I hear you use the word crowbait, I've said to myself, now you understand when people call them all kind of names, Sal and worse than that.
You're not sounding
Because
so clear though, caller. What you're using? You're using your earbuds?
no, you know, I'm not using anything but my voice.
All right, go ahead now.
The
I'm hearing you a
allergy-
little better. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. So I was saying when I hear you use the word crowbait, I understand. Because I mean they aggravate your spirit so bad.
I am hurting.
Because
Very hurt.
I'm wondering what are they waiting on to resign? That should be a voluntary resignation.
Yeah, man. But they have no shame. Peter Bunting says shame tree don't grow at Belmont Road.
This can't be any stinker. It dirty, murky, nasty. They don't have no shame for you, you know. No shame. And I want to ask Andrew Holness a question. Did he realize that he owes the nation a lot of answers to questions? And this man, all the ministers are chief. He has never come out and addressed one of the issue. He played a blind eye to it, and why? Because he's the same. And they know what he's doing. So they come, everybody taking money too on a team. And we can talk to them. And then you said that we can't talk to them. And they know he's standing with him too.
Him not set no
So
example for them.
all the same, protecting each other.
And then you have some fools on social media supporting ripping and robbing and grabbing. That is what they are supporting.
Like this. Look here. I want to, sometimes I think to myself, what Andrew only said to himself, you said he's a prime minister around the country, and you are around the country, and so much of your minister, them a thief, you know, see that? You know, say nothing.
And then no want nobody ask them no question, caller. Them no want you talk.
It don't work, and it not going to work.
Them
just
said
before this time, all time people say, Andrew Holness, you must resign.
Them said Them say choose Jamaica and the third in command choose the IMF and run off.
Diligence to the job.
Anyway, Carla.
And you talk about you want to another term?
We pass the schedule time. Join us tomorrow evening. We have a little more time tomorrow evening. All right?
All right, Mr. Colin. Take care.
Blessings and thanks. May I tell you, people, I am hurting and feeling it for my Jamaican brothers and sisters. But sometimes I have to tell myself that some people have to feel it. You know, see this thing here where I have up? The truth does not mind being questioned. But a lie does not like being challenged. Them not like when we challenge them lie. Hey, boy.
Is who they calling scammer?
Tala. Bala. They calling somebody scammer?
Yes, the biggest scammer I know sitting in Jamaica House.
How would that?
A man them called Bro Bad.
Talk to me, when though?
No, remember, you know, this man get over how much he got again, Chaka? Over 2.3 point something billion US.
No man, we're not talking about that because that not come yet. Some of that now just a release. But right after the hurricane, about 3-4 weeks after the hurricane, the government have available to them $115 billion. And watch the Jamaican people suffer, sleep out a door, sleep under tarpaulin when night dew heavy. No rain, you know. When night dew heavy, water drip on them.
And that mash up anything, you know. Night dew.
Mothers with their newborn asleep in a school pan bench. And the government have money at their disposal. How many one-on-one interview have the Prime Minister of Jamaica given since Hurricane Melissa? How many one-on-one interview have the Minister of Health given since Melissa? How many one-on-one interview has the Minister of Finance given since Melissa? Truth don't mind being questioned, but a lie doesn't like being challenged.
And you know what I know about some people? And you know, in psychology, they call it projection. Yeah? Anytime you start to question somebody and they start to tell you who is a thief from who didn't thief, just know that them are the thief.
From who bad mind.
Yes, man, just know that them bad mind. Yeah? So when you really look at it in Shaka, I ask the question, if you're going to give, and I heard the presentation from Bernard that they're going to be giving around 70 to 200 to 500K to people to rebuild.
Yeah.
And I ask myself the question, you know, them money are sick. Because let us do the math, Shaka. I'm not very good at math. But if 100,000 homes have been destroyed, and every minute them keep on bringing down the figure, yeah?
Mm.
But let's say 100,000 homes have been destroyed. At 5, if you were to give each person, let's start off with 1 million. Yeah? This is at a standard. I'm not very good at math, but what is 1? What is 1 million times 100,000?
No, what I just calculate is 500,000 times 150,000. That's $75 billion.
Okay. And out of the one, so much we have out of the 180 now?
Out of the who?
The 180 billion them sitting down on.
No, it's 115 billion I calculate.
Okay, so they're sitting on 150. So 115. So we get more than.
No, man, they have more than that, you know. But here, the 115 billion that I am referring to is the money from the catastrophe bond, the money from the CRIF, the loans that are available when you have a disaster like this that you get from the multilaterals that the Prime Minister said they draw down upon, and the donations that people give to the country.
Okay, so why couldn't we take all of that donation and use it as our rebuilding fund, pending what we get from our other stuff?
Because the money from the multilaterals is not in that, you know.
Exactly.
And I am saying, and the point I was trying to make to Neville is that if you have 20 or 30,000 houses that have been totally destroyed, what can 500,000 each do to that?
No, it's a slap in the face of ordinary poor people. And let me tell you, I am believing that this guy has a problem with poor people. You realize whenever I'm say white people, I'm rejoice, I'm face change.
Yeah.
But you see, you have to understand, you know, Andrew, if you understand the psychology of Andrew Holness, then you'll understand why he behaves the way he behaves. Andrew Holness, as a little schoolboy, got a chance to go around Siaga.
Tell her.
And now he has lived his life in a manner in which all of his life it has been his reach out. It has been his desire to please white people.
Oh.
Listen to what I say, you know. You have some people you see sitting guard now have some complex issues, you know.
Yes.
One of them is the transport minister. Him don't like poor people neither. because when it come on to the taxi men, when it come on to how we interact with the taxi men, he has never sat down with the taxi operators in Jamaica, you know.
You see,
I'm showing the glaring inconsistencies in these people.
But then the taxi men's the taxi men, they are a set of clowns.
Well, that's how we call it, you know. I saw him call them the taxi men's.
I saw him call them. Because you know what, you know why I am saying this about the taxi men in Jamaica. You have a man named Selitan Newman that sold them out. Man. I don't know how you can sell me out and me still have you as my leader. Clown.
No, but you see what happened? The sector is so divided, to be honest, right? That they are their own downfall. But Colin, as I go, you know, I want to poke some hole into this issue happening at the UWHI, because I keep on asking myself how it is that you can have so much procurement glaring issues, and the only solution is to appoint a board of some old man.
But what rubbish appointing a board to investigate? Investigate what? The Auditor General has done the investigation. You need to move yourself and move the entire board. That's what you need to do about your appointing people to investigate like people are fool.
And I am saying that it is a glaring disgrace to CARICOM. Let me tell you why. Member states of CARICOM have their money in that hospital, you know?
Of course, it's
member states.
That's why you hear me ask Ralston about the reputation, the bad that is done to the reputation of the hospital as a training institution. What effect that is going to have?
By the way, you know, most of the states who have their money in it, it is the Eastern Caribbean states. You know why? Because they don't have the privilege and the luxury like a Trinidad and like a Guyana, who can afford to train some of their students through some of the other universities they have. Yeah? So most of these Eastern Caribbean states, smaller countries than Jamaica, take up their money, invest in UWH to help train and create specialization for their students. And down to the specialization equipment, the man them a hustle.
But that is going to hurt the UWI, you know. It is going to hurt us.
No, but Professor Hilary Beckles and others must intervene. They must intervene and they must demand. They must not ask. They must demand a meeting with the head of the cabinet, not just the minister. Because I tell you something. If pressure come the real way, Christoph Stan did tell we Andrew only saying I like bright people, but him don't like nobody teefer than him. So if pressure come, if pressure come and it is born the right way from academia, remember me tell you the first victim going be Tufton. Because Andrew now go, but Tufton must. Yeah?
Later,
so we are making it all the best.
We could talk earlier tomorrow because we are on for 3 hours tomorrow. So we could
of course.
schedule some time for me tomorrow. I want to talk to you tomorrow. Big up yourself.
Of course, brother.
One love, my brother and friend. That was Ed Boy. Listeners and viewers, let me say thanks to everybody for tuning in this evening. Much appreciated. All the Portland Spice ambassadors, please share the channel with somebody. Tell them to subscribe, like, and share. Click the notification bell to ensure that whenever we are on, you are notified and you can join us. This is Portland Spice TV, where the truth is the center of what we do. And I like this little quote here. Truth does not mind being questioned, but a lie does not like being challenged. And that is why ministers of the Andrew Wallace-led administration don't do interviews. They're not taking no interviews because a lie does not like being challenged. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again tomorrow evening for the Colin Bell Show. Peace be with you, my brothers and sisters. I love you. Thank you.